Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is February 19, 2022. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. And so we do the disclaimer. Use allegedly. No one's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but for. But for Mr. Perry doing things like having my mail forwarded to him, we wouldn't need to do these, would we? Stalking, hacking, peeping, sir, is a criminal activity. I'm not into you. You need to leave me alone. The more you don't, the more you guys get caught. Because there are guys helping me. I don't have superpowers, as it turns out. And nor does Mike Neely, by the way. So we have help, and big help you can't get to. And you've been asked to leave everybody alone. And when you don't, when there's hardship that you're causing for other people, suffering that you're causing for other people, you piss off our people. Our people have more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have. So when you do shit like creep and peep, you're creepy. I've never met anybody as creepy as you in my entire life. Just creepy, disgusting, disturbing people. So we get more information. It's like you like that. It's been that way for a long time. So Mr. Perry apparently took it upon himself to fill out a forwarding address form for my mail. And so but for him doing stuff like that and causing financial loss, interfering with contracts and commerce, causing suffering, we wouldn't do these podcasts, would we? It is to document. I don't want to end up like Chandra Levy. I don't want to end up like Travis Alexander. I don't want to end up like Drew Carey's ex-fiance who all murdered. And no one knows. I'm going to say something. I was taught to. My granddad was a police chief. My dad was a police officer. My great-granddad was a captain of detectives, also police. My great-great-granddad was a Texas marshal and a judge. So my family had the power where I grew up. And I was taught if somebody's attacking you, scream. Draw attention. Draw attention. Because what happens is they might hold a gun to your head or a knife to your throat and tell you if you scream and holler, we'll kill you. And then you stay silent. They drag you into the back of a van or a car. And we don't know what happened to you. We never see you again. We don't know what happened to you. So even if they say that, scream and holler and draw attention, chances are high they'll take off running. If nothing else, people start looking and get a plate. And then we can find you. That's what this is. Same thing that TikTok girl does, Mr. Perry. Get some evidence. Show the evidence. Everybody's sick and tired of y'all. You guys have never been more caught in crime in your lives because of it. When you bother me, when you cause a crisis or drama or a problem or a loss or a hardship for me, you get told on and told on and told on and caught and more than ever in your lives. Right? And yet you go right back at it every day. Mr. Perry asks me every day, who's telling on me? I'm like, I'm not told that, and I've said that, and I only say it one time. I don't know how to deal with somebody that you have to say the same thing over and over and over and over, and they're not getting it. What I said is, I'm not told that. I have no idea. There's times I'm played a recording, and I quote it, and I don't even know who it is. I have no idea who I'm quoting. Mr. Perry, shut up. You were not asked what you think. What were you asked to do? If you want to be governor, sir, you better act like you can understand what is being said to you. And you don't. You never do. You act like you have no idea how to comprehend what someone's telling you and process that information and then respond appropriately. Mr. Perry, shut up. Stop contacting me. I don't like it. Stop peeping. I don't like it. It's criminal activity. You disgust me. So, also apply the equal protection, the Constitution, the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. All amendments, apply them. My rights that I shouldn't have to assert because I just have them. Apply the reasonable, prudent, individual person standard with Mr. Perry. You have to show that you can understand what's being said to you. The same as any man your age. Use good judgment. and be a reasonable, prudent individual, and you have not done anything like that. Who is this person that says, can we not get her to mind? Wow, hillbilly. Who the fuck is back in the damn Noah's Ark ages? That's not how things work in the 21st century. You don't know who you're fucking with, do you? Because I'm quoting what you just said. Can we not get her to mind? How can we get her to mind? Starvation is pissing us off. That's what got this thing going to begin with. You guys, the little peep show that you have when you're broadcasting what you're doing to women and little children, torment, torture, starvation of women and children, caught the attention of some folks. So no, you're not going to get me to mind. You need to obey the law. You're breaking the law. You're pissing off lawmen. Because I don't have superpowers, as it turns out. That I suck what's in your mind out of your mind and into mine. This right here, okay, so see this. I have a protected address at Oklahoma. After Rebecca Schaefer was killed, she also was stalked. So the guy got her address from DMV, the motor vehicle department. So after that, then they started passing laws to make it where you can use a address confidentiality program in a lot of states. It's not in all 50, but it's in most. We have it in Oklahoma. So basically what happens is I have a post office box at the Attorney General's office, Mr. Perry, and they take all my mail and then forward it to me in these envelopes. See the seal? Okay, so that is to keep my whereabouts a secret from you, because you're a stalker. You and your 5 guys, and well, there's more than 5. I have a lot of these guys, men, after me. Thank God I have help. Thank God I have help. It's pathetic. I mean, you guys need to get a fucking life. So then it comes to my address, and it's, as you can see here, it looks like it's been forwarded. And I've got a bank card that's been sent to me 4 times. I don't have it. I have another one. I've got a lot of mail that involves my money that I don't have. So this right here went to the postal guy that inspects this shit. Because this is a crime. It's mail fraud. So he got caught on that. And it's got that sticker, and then this one says unable to forward. We got to confirm. And so I take this to the post office man, and I go, okay, look at this. What in the hell? What is this? He says, your mail's been forwarded, but then I saw you. So I'm like, I don't think she's moved. So I don't think she's forwarded her mail. This is a mistake. So he puts this on here that on this particular piece of mail. After he saw me, he is like, I saw you. So clearly something's up. I put that sticker on there that I'm not going to forward it because you're still here. And I said, yes, I have filled out nothing. No one has my authorization to forward my mail. Then I have to tell my landlord, the mail that got forwarded was this address. That's because it went from the Oklahoma Attorney General to me here. And then somebody forwarded it from here to their house. And the guy's like, isn't that insane that just anybody can go fill out a card or, like a mail forwarding thing and have your mail sent to their house? Yep, it is, except it's a crime, so they actually can't do that. Mr. Perry, you are something. You got caught again. You guys got caught yesterday. I'm not allowed to say what you did. My guys have it. Mr. Miller has it. Actually, my guys told me what to do to avoid the pitfall you had set up that you got caught. So they're like, get there. I had something I had to do. I went to do it, which no one should know what I'm doing ever. I don't put this stuff on Facebook like some people do. I don't tweet it. I don't tell the neighbors. I don't do anything like that. I don't tell people. Even when I'm, even my family, I don't text them and go, very rarely do I go, I'm going to go do this now. Very rarely. I can count on one hand The times in a year that I will text even my family and tell them what I'm about to do. No one knows, ever. So if you know, you only know because you're a peeping Tom. That's a crime. Stalker, felony crime. And a hacker, also a crime. Otherwise, you can't possibly know what I'm about to do. The neighbors might tell you when I'm leaving, but you're not supposed to know who my neighbors are unless you're a stalker. You wouldn't know who my neighbors are to ask them, did she leave? I mean, you guys are something. So I had something I had to do yesterday. I'm getting ready to do it. My guys get in touch with me and they're like, bail right now. Get out of there. Bail. I'm like, shit. Because this is going to negatively affect me. Right? It is. But what's going to happen is it's going to be worse. So get the fuck out of there now. So I had to. I didn't have a choice. And the person that I was supposed to meet with, I said, I made an excuse, a normal excuse that he's not going to know any different. Odd enough, instead of saying, thanks for letting me know, he got real quiet. Like he's trying to think up something to make me change my, to go ahead and meet with him. So I was like, I sat there, he's real quiet. And like he's thinking up something. And I said, I had to repeat it. I can't make it because, and I explained, I made up, it was bullshit. Completely bullshit. I didn't have a choice. It's my life on the line here. Life and death. You got to bullshit so you can live. I'm not going to end up like Chandra Levy. I'm not going to end up like, what's his name? Alexandra. Alexander. The guy Jodi Arias killed. Also, he complained of being stalked, peeped on, menaced, vandalized his car. It's interesting, both situations. Vandalize a car, murder. There's vandalization of the car, next up is murder. I didn't end up dead. The police officer trying to help me ended up dead, which is worse, because now you pissed off cops all over the country. Not everybody's on your payroll. So, anyways, this is a problem now that my address is known to a stalker, despite all efforts to keep that from him, so I don't end up dead. Mr. Alexander, the day that he died, apparently he let Jodi in his home for, a date or whatever it was they were doing. They were sexual twist or whatever, a tryst or whatever the fuck you call that. And unfortunately, that it's heartbreaking to see what happened to him. These people that stalk, first of all, everybody gets rejected. We all just move on. So to stalk someone, you got something wrong with you. Your mind is broken. If a mind is broken, there are people who are mentally ill. So let's just say you break your arm, you can't pick anything up. You can't pick anything up. Your arm's broken. Your leg's broken. You can't walk. And you got a broken mind. You can't think straight. So you're going to do some shit that's weird. Well, that's all fine. There's treatment. There's pills. There's doctors that specialize. Just like an orthopedic surgeon specializes in a broken arm or leg, bones. There's doctors that specialize in a broken mind, and they have treatment. They have therapy. They have pills you can take if you've got something wrong with you. So to cross boundaries and not have any manners. Golly, there's no manners with these people. Dignity, manners, get some class. I'm raised in the home of the power in our town, the police chief, the city councilman, the county treasurer. We had to have dignity and class. I remember being told more than once, my granny, don't do that. It's tacky. She used that word, it's tacky. So she was so cute. Anyways, we're expected to be behave and have manners, and we were taught how to how to greet people that came and talked to us, because we didn't know who these people were. They knew who we were. We'd go to something, and they'd come and talk to us, and we didn't know who the fuck they were, but they did know who we were. So we were supposed to look the person in the eye, shake their hand firmly, but not too hard, but not like a damn fish, and say nice to meet you, say yes sir, yes ma'am. We were not allowed to say yeah. If I said I did, I got in trouble. We had to have, don't interrupt, don't impose, don't be a burden to other people. I mean, we were taught all of that, because if you're a dignitary, then you got to act like a dignitary, and so does your family. It's expected of you. If you can't perform that duty, then maybe you don't need to be a dignitary. Maybe you need to go crawl back under the rock from whence you came. I don't know. But for a person to stalk another person, it's a criminal activity, and it's, can become, unfortunately, very violent and end up in somebody's death. And that's what we saw with Lakey Miller, because, I mean, there's these allegations against me and Mike Neely, like we have superpowers or something. So far-fetched. Like, get your tinfoil hat out. Officer Neely did something no man has done in the history of people. While he's asleep and about to die from respiratory distress, he beat someone to death and ended up with not a mark on him. That's some hella superpower, isn't it? And I can suck information for your brain and put it in mine, and then quote you when you say, "Can we not get her to mind?" Get the hay out of your mouth and talk right, please. This is not the Dark Ages where the little woman goes and just, subjugates. Nobody's done what I've done, sir. You need to remember who it is you're talking to or about. And it seems like you forget. No one's done what I've done. You guys even said that. We've not had one, because you've got a lot of victims that you use for your little peep show to make money without their consent. There's no contract allowing you to make them a fucking reality show and not pay them. Use their property, their body, their utilities. You broadcast them on the dark web and you sell watch time. You sneak in when women aren't home and you put hidden cameras in their house. Our witness said it. You've proven it out with what you do to me. We've got ample evidence. We want all of you at the same time. Gone. Our witness tells us Charles Perry's a sexual sadist. He enjoys beating down women. He hates women. Seething hatred. So does Mr. Robertson. You got a problem. You got mommy issues. It's not don't make it everybody else's problem. Do not make your family problems everyone else's problem. It's one thing to be mentally ill. It's something else altogether when that mental illness causes severe injury and loss to other people in such a way that is criminal. You're going to go to jail. You need to pay attention that I'm getting all this information. Why are we getting that? What are we going to do with it? We've told you what our intentions are. It's not going to be played at a party for entertainment. You're going to jail, Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry, shut up. Nobody asked you what you think. Did they? You keep trying to talk, type in my computer while I do these like you think this is a conversation. It's not a conversation. You're not supposed to know what I'm doing. So, guess what? You little hillbilly, get off Noah's Ark. Take the hay out of your fucking mouth. Get off Noah's Ark. Tell yourself the truth. The truth will set you free. That's on the CIA headquarters. There's a reason for that. Why do you think we get this information? It is to put you in jail so you don't hurt people anymore. Because you're hurting people in a way we'll never get over. And I'm sorry is kind of lame. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, Perry. He types that in my phone too. Who's telling on me? I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're sorry you got caught, but you're not sorry for what you did because you're still doing it. If you're truly sorry, you stop. You make amends. You stop. Now, when I say make amends, go read AA and you figure out what that means. I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm tired of dealing with your stupid. I really am. I don't have the patience. Go read AA. So, if somebody has a problem, they're mentally ill, like John Hinckley Jr. stalking Ms. Foster, Jodie Foster, and she's not giving him the time of day. She doesn't have to. He decides he'll make a big show. He tries to kill President Reagan. He hurt a lot of people. He gets tackled. And then he's worried and complaining about, oh, you guys hurt me when you tackled me. Couldn't give a shit about the people he just almost killed. The president. And he was upset that Jodie Foster wasn't impressed with what he did. Wow. Somebody's mind is broken. But the thing is, you can have some sympathy for that unless it starts causing criminal, loss and injury because it's criminal. Then all of a sudden, there's no more empathy. I'm sorry, but you gotta go. You have to be removed from society so that you can't hurt people anymore. That's how we operate in a civilized society. People got together and decided, here's the conduct we will not tolerate. Stalking, hacking, peeping, selling women online and raking it in while you starve them to death. Causing problems after getting their mail. Taking their mail away. So, you don't get to do that, sir. My landlord, it was funny. He's like, holy shit. Well, he didn't say holy shit. He didn't cuss, but he said, kid, I don't even, what did you even say to that? Anybody can have your mail forwarded to their house? Yeah, apparently they think they can. But I got caught, though. More charges, Mr. Perry. When you bother me, you guys get caught. And you're not getting that. And I've said it over and over and over and over and over. When you bother me, you get caught. When you bother me, you get caught. When you bother me, you guys get caught. You got caught yesterday. My guys pulled me out. Get out of there now. They're going to hurt you. You shouldn't have known where I was. You shouldn't have known what I was doing. So, you want to sell women online, make us into a fucking reality show. Only we're not paid. We don't consent. Mr. Perry's recorded telling somebody, she acts like we're a bunch of sex perverts. We're not sex perverts. We're businessmen. No, you're not. You fucking idiot. You're not. Because if you're a businessman, you're smart enough to foresee liability, both civil and criminal, and get a contract signed that all parties are in agreement with whatever it is we're going to do. You didn't get that, did ya? And this time you got caught, didn't ya? When you bother me, you get caught. There's never going to be a date. You're the grossest, nastiest, most disgusting piece of trash I've ever met in my life. You got a lot of money, go get a doctor to help you. Behavioral counseling or medicine. I don't know, but get off me. I can't stand your contact. I can't stand you. You're rejected. I moved twice to get away from you. All you had to do is leave me alone. Your behavior and your conduct is far outside social norms, and you got a problem with boundaries. All of you do. And you get caught when you do it to me. And not one of you sat down and go, maybe we should stop doing it to her. Can we not make her mad? I want to know who said that. I'd like you to say that to my face and expect to be slapped across the face. That you even think that way in this day and age. What kind of backward bullshit are you? I dated a Pakistani man for 4 years. Pakistani. We're surrounded by guys from all kinds of different countries. He does international business. Not one of those men treated me like that. Wow. You can't even keep up with the guys from Iran who think women ought to be berated and, whatever. Golly. How shameful. How fucking fucked up shameful are you? That those words would even come out of your mouth. Come see me, I'd like to slap you across the face. That you're that fucking hillbilly backward. That you would say something that way. Can we not make her mind? Are you shitting us with this? Wow. What fucking planet do you live on? When you bother me, you get caught. When you bother me, you get caught. It's been that way since the McNamara email. What was the date on that? 2015. Did you fall down and bonk your little head on the pavement? that you would say words like that after all that? Jesus. Hang on a second. To the man that said that, can we not make her mind? This is for you.
I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's what normal people think, guy who said, can we not make her mind? Listen, I did not agree to this. And so, our prosecutor that's going to put you in jail and gets all the information you just said and told me yesterday, get the fuck out of there. Right now, get out. Because they're fixing to hurt you. Listen, you have no possible way to know where I am or what I'm going to do at any given time by legal means. Peeping, hacking, and stalking, Mr. Perry and guy who said that, are criminal. That's crime. Those are criminal acts. You're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. Shut your cameras off. Get them out of my house. You would have to know. You'd have to hack me to know I'm going to be a quick trip. I don't tell people where I go. I'm not that person. I'm peeing now. I'm doing my laundry now. Here's my lunch on Facebook. I'm busy. So, you know, some quick trip lady, some lady I have no idea who the fuck she is, comes running up to me. Oh, I like your hair. What color exactly is the brand and the dye that you use on it? I need every little bit of information because we got this lady over here that committed a crime we want to frame you for, and we need your hair to match up. Yeah, but on the day of the crime, it didn't match up, did it? Wow. Okay, so, whoever said that, this is the kind of people you're dealing with. People that think of shit like that, you missed. I don't know what you're used to. But even your own guy said most women don't know they're being peeped on and sold online. What opened this up to begin with is human rights violations. Human rights violations. You're starving women. We don't even have our basic needs met. Not even just basic needs. I went without electricity for a week after I helped Mike Neely as punishment. That's called coercion. You're going to jail. Starvation by coercion. You know, I'm going to starve her into a lie. What is it I'm supposed to lie about now, Mr. Perry? You think people are stupid? Here's the thing, is you think you've got people fooled. Wrong. They have you fooled. They know exactly what you're doing. You're not fooling anybody. You are off your nut if you think you're fooling people. I think you're just stupid, and people tell you what you want to hear, so you'll shut up and go away. There, you're the fooled one, dumbass. You're not the brightest bulb, are you? So, Everybody's, I mean, that's what your own people said. We've never had one figure out they're being watched and sold online. We've never had one bill us. We've never had one sue us. We've never had one repeat what we say in our private little sicko meetings when we sit there and plan the crime. And yet all that's happening with her. And yet what do? You get up like a dog and go eat your vomit again, and we're all going, oh my God, wow, okay. You're complaining that it tastes bad, but you eat it voluntarily. Nobody's making you do that. What in the fuck kind of dumb fucks are you to keep going at me every day? You pose a threat, my guys are going to get you. Do you understand? It has been that way since the McNamara email. I mean, who do you think you're fooling? I don't think you're fooling anybody. I think people are fooling you. And it's not that hard to do. It is not that hard to do at all. Normal people think like that guy. Dumbass. You make everybody sick at their stomach. So it's not that hard to get information as to what you just said. Because as it turns out, I do not have superpowers where I can take suck out of your brain and put it in mine. Mr. Perry, yeah, you're something with your delusion. You live in an imaginary world, don't you? Okay, so we're going to go over this. Do you see this right here? I was a witness in a murder trial, sir. A witness in a murder trial. We went over here. We're looking at the... Okay, let me go back real quick to... when I danced in a strip club, they were taking my money. And you know how we know that? Because my guys hired somebody to go check it all out. And the guy was like, it is vastly different on nights you're there and nights you're not there. Vastly different. He's taking your money. We sat there and watched him run customers off. I had been on stage one night, and some guy tried to put money on the stage, and the guy next to him pushed his hand back, and he goes, you can't tip her. And he goes, why not? She pissed off some bigwig from Texas. They told us we can't tip her. What? So I complained about it, threw a fit about it. A couple of weeks later, I got stages covered with money. One of the girls I'm working with, as I'm walking to the back, she goes, about time he let you make money. What? How'd you even know about that? I don't know. Stalking. Gaslighting. And you get caught when you fuck with me. Put it together. You guys are slow. When you bother me, you get caught. When you bother me, you get caught. When you bother me, you get caught more than ever in your lives. Nobody's done what we've done. So remember who it is you're talking about. Can we not make her mad? Holy Lord. Do you know how that sounds to somebody from New York or L.A.? Ridiculous. Fucking hillbilly hick. Wow. Get out your covered wagon. We don't think like that now. Get the hay out of your mouth and talk right, please. Perry, you're not going to get a date with me, sir. You're a whack job. I don't do whack job. You did the same thing Arius did. Exactly. There's car vandalism, murder. First degree murder. Planned. Premeditated. How many times have you guys sat down and planned it, and we caught you? So I'm still here. I'm still alive because I have police helping me from somewhere else. Because TPD didn't want to do it. That's fine. Somebody else is doing it before I even got here. Human rights violations, sir. Pissed off all the wrong people. Starvation, torment, and torture of women and kids. You just all you do every fucking day is something where I can, well, I did say, well, I told you so. Well, they're doing exactly what I say they're doing. They're not even trying not to. They're not even trying not to. Too many ex parte hearings doesn't look right for the court, the way court's going. Because actually, as it turns out, I didn't get to testify for Mike. So what I did is I filed 2 motions to intervene. One and then a supplement. Guess what happened? There should have been a hearing on whether or not I had standing to even do that. There was nothing. There was nothing. You're degrading the court process. You're doing the same thing with the civil cases, aren't you? So we're supposed to make a note of that. But my guy tells me when they're arrested, I don't want them asserting the defense that you were complicit. So make sure, if you're not complicit, that they know that. So Mr. Perry was sent a letter and a bill, $1,000 a day for watching me in the privacy of my home. You're getting entertained at my expense doing something illegal and sicko. You will pay me $1,000 a day plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. I'm not asking, sir. You're not, when they arrest you, you're not going to go into court and say, oh, she was complicit. It's not a crime. She was okay with it. I'm not okay with it, and you know that. Never was. You didn't ask me permission. We don't have a contract. If you were smart, if you were truly a businessman, you'd get a contract in anticipation of something happening criminally or civilly. Do you understand me? You're not all there, are you? When you are smart in business, I had a business. I made some stupid mistakes. So you learn from your mistakes. And if you're really smart, you learn from other people's mistakes. You get a contract signed. A contract that says, I don't want to get sued for doing something illegal or go to jail. So let's make sure the other party consents. So we're going to have to work something out. Here's what we'll pay you to do whatever it is. I will never consent for you watching me in my house. You get out of my life. The longer you're in it, the more caught you get. And the more of a case we have. It is stacked up pretty high right now. It won't be long, sir. It will not be long. I don't want you around me. I don't want you anywhere near me. You stay the fuck away from me and my family. And you've been told that over and over and over and over and over. All 5 of you, Charles, Dave, Josh, Joe, Matt, and all you little minions that work for you, your little bitches, stay the fuck away from me. You don't have a choice. I don't want you near me. I don't want to hear from you. I don't give a fuck what you think. Didn't ask you. What I asked you to do is get the fuck away from me. And whoever said this, can we not get her to Matt? Oh my God. You're going too. Did you think you weren't? You guys go right back to your vomit every fucking day. You got caught yesterday. So when I leave my house to go in my work, I don't dance anymore. You shouldn't have known what nights I was going to be there and what nights I wasn't. The only way you could know is stalking, peeping, and hacking. Stalking includes contacting people I know to find out what's she going to do, where's she going to go, what's her schedule, when can we get to her to fuck with her and commit a crime against her and cause her an injury or a loss. My neighbors shouldn't know what I'm doing, should they? And if they do, and they call you, why are you talking to my neighbors? Why are you talking to my friends and family? That's stalking, weirdo. You perpetrated a fraud upon a court of law more than once. You're about to go to jail for that too. You went into court and you lied, or you willfully concealed material facts you knew were pertinent. Too many ex parte hearings. She wasn't even there. And the guy said, there's a guy that was like, God help their asses when she testifies. Holy shit. That's why they won't let her in court. They acted like she was just some dumb stripper. Well, if she was, she doesn't have a law degree. Up against 5 seasoned attorneys who are pathetic. Won't face her in court normally. So you're stealing my mail, you're fucking with the court mail, and we got it. We're going to deal with it. And that means including on Officer Neely's case, Mr. Perry, Mr. Robertson. Mr. Perry, shut the fuck up. This is not a conversation. You're not even supposed to know what I'm doing right now. Nobody asked you what you think. No one cares what you think. Mr. Perry, no one cares what you think. You were not asked. You were told to get off me, rapist. Get off me. You're violating me. You're a sicko. Get off me. You don't have a choice. It is hysterical. As much as you've been caught, you think you do. It speaks to your delusion. It speaks to your delusion, sir. You live in pretend land. There's nothing real about it. It's embarrassing to me. Where's Jacqueline and Jordan and Matthew when you betray them? Go work. Go be with your family. Where's your family when you betray them? You shut up and get out of my life. Control yourself. It's ridiculous. So there's this. When somebody's subpoenaed to testify, you don't contact them, Mr. Perry. Wanting to know how I knew you guys coaxed Mike to Pensacola so you could try to kill him. When he didn't die, same as me, you do the false arrest and a fraud in a court. 6, 7 cases now. What do you think we're going to do with all this information, Mr. Perry? Play it at, party entertainment, Robertson? Aren't you the one that said, Terry, I told you to tell her to put the car registration in the glove compartment. Did you not? And he goes, yeah, I did. That's probably why she didn't do it. Wasn't that you? How do we get her to leave Oklahoma? Wasn't that you? Wasn't that you, Mr. Robertson? When you fuck with me, that's what happens. Perry, shut up! Why can't you control yourself? It's pathetic. You are absolutely pathetic, sir. Where's your family when you betray them? Sitting around being a weirdo. Can't you control yourself, sir? It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. I don't want to talk to you. I don't. I want you to get out of my house. You're invading my privacy. It's rape. Get out of my home. Get out of it. Or you're asking for more. When you bother me, when you contact me, when you take anything from me, when you cause a loss or a hardship, you waste my time, you take my money, you cause a problem, you guys get told on every fucking day since the McNamara email. Yesterday, Sin, bail now. They're gonna hurt you. So I did. You got caught. Didn't you? You can't know where I'm gonna go, or what I'm gonna do, or who I'm gonna talk to. But for peeping, hacking, and stalking, all illegal. All criminal acts. Coercion. Starve her into a lie. Make her mine. Wow. You ever heard of this? You get more bees with honey? I don't want anything to do with you people, so don't take this the wrong way. Delusional, Charles. Don't make this into something it's not meant. But let's just say, even if you were trying to work something out, where everybody kept this quiet, you get more bees with honey. You get more bees with honey. A man's kindness brings blessings. His cruelty will be his downfall. I'm the Jenga piece. You push and pull me, your whole thing wobbles, doesn't it? You didn't get that? You guys are not the brightest bulb. And he also wanted to know who the other victims are. Who's talking? Who's telling on me? I'm like, no habla English. This is for court, dumbass. This is a highly inappropriate communication right here. Who did coax him over there? Mr. Perry, you tell us. Who coaxed Mike to Pensacola so you could do to him and Chief Miller what you did? Vandalism followed by a murder, same as Jodi Arias. She slashed Travis Alexander's tires. He said she's peeping. She scares me. She's stalking me. Unfortunately, he let her in his home, and it got him killed. This is August 12th, 2020. I'm sorry, August 23rd, 2019. It's not legal, but I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. I'll have her mail forwarded to my house before she figures that out. Yep. This was what was going on in Manford. So these guys, my guys go, this guy tells us, I got 3 people in my office want to know how they even knew she was in Manford. How did you even know where I was to forward my mail? You're a stalker. Stalking is a felony. It's a domestic violence crime. Who the fuck do you think you're fooling? You're being fooled if you think you're fooling anybody. I promise. Everybody else isn't dumb like you. One time is all you have to say it. One time. You know, the guy that my guys hired to go into the strip clubs where I'm working to see what the hell's going on with my money. Everybody says that, Mr. Perry. Everyone can see she's smart. There's no reason for her to be broke. He's taking her money. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts, Mr. Perry, and commerce, Mr. Robertson. Wow, this is going to be quite a case. So, and you guys just hand it right over to us. When you bother me, you get caught. It's like you like getting caught. There they go back to the vomit, complaining about it tastes bad, but they go eat it every day. Everybody's laughing at him. How did they even know she was in Manford? We're not stalking her. We had no idea that's where she was. Isn't this all about stalking? Yep. See, other people, you're not fooling. You're being fooled if you think you're fooling other people. Right? So the thing that we did, here is that the prosecutor, he indicated it's Jody Arias murdered Travis Alexander. Murdered him. Bad. Slit his throat. Unfortunately, he let her in. I guess he was trying to reason with her. I did that for 4 years. Didn't tell anybody but a few close friends Mr. Perry was stalking me while I tried to reason with him. I didn't want to be a scandal. I wanted to be left alone. Mr. Perry, it's too late for that. Shut up. Stop trying to communicate with me. This is not a conversation, sir. I said get off me. Now. Get off me. No one asked you what you think. No one cares. What were you asked to do? You need to respond like a reasonable, prudent person. What, sir, were you asked to do? Do you even know? Do you even understand what the McNamara email is? I don't think you do. I think you're not able to process information properly. I think just easy, simple concepts go right over your head. Things don't click for you. I think that it's that bad. Your mind is that gone. Mr. Perry didn't ask you what you think, did I? What were you asked to do, sir? You want to be governor of what? The monkeys at the zoo? Come on. Keep up. What were you asked to do? Leave me alone. When you don't, you get caught. That's my wish. I want you gone. When you're gone, I won't be broke again. I'll have my privacy back. My family won't be threatened and harassed all the time by you fuckers. So what do you think we want? It's not you. It's not a contract. It is to establish you're doing this without my consent. You've been billed, first time ever. You've been sued, first time ever. There's a reason everybody can see. There's a reason you never let me into court. You got something to hide. The cover-up ship sailed. If you think you're fooling people, I'm sorry, but you're the ones being fooled. Nobody's as stupid as y'all. Nobody. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't even have to say that. See, if you were smart, I wouldn't. Everyone else got it a long time ago. Y'all need to keep up. That's why it's so easy. It's not even fair, Mr. Robertson. You need to keep up too, sir. We thought you were the smart one. You're not. Charles, shut up. Get out of my computer. Shut up. He types in my computer, and a lot of times when he thinks this is a conversation. A lot of times when I say shut up, he'll stop. Get out of my computer. You shouldn't even know what I'm doing right now. You need an alibi. Mr. Perry, you need an alibi to prove you're doing anything but what I say. Shut up. It's embarrassing me. Okay, so this guy had some vandalism to his tires were slashed. And the next step was, guess what? Things escalated to murder in the first degree. He's dead now. Drew Carey's ex-girlfriend was murdered by her stalker. He got in her house and was fucking around with her computer. And her friends were like, hey, don't you want to call the cops? And she was like, and tell them what? I think my computer's all messed up. I can't prove he did it. I can't prove it was him. It's very difficult. Listen, it's... And the same thing for Mr. Alexander. He calls the cops. He reports the vandalism to his car, the slashed tires. And then the police do what? What are they supposed to do? Well, okay, someone slashed your tires. We can all see that. How do we know it wasn't you? How do we know it wasn't your neighbor down the street over here? And how do they? They got to go into a courtroom and say to the judge, I have evidence that this guy did this. I mean, it's very tricky for stalking victims and police, although LAPD has a threat management unit and they've got videos all over the place showing police what to do. And when you have the same thing happen all the time, there's ways to, if you're a good investigator, you can figure out how to find out who did it And the thing is if you don't, it could cause a dead body. Now you got to report a crime stat to the FBI. And we got this many murders in our town. Yep. And how many could have been prevented if you had a threat management unit like LAPD does to watch stalking victims so they don't end up dead and in your stats and on the first 48. I mean, come on. It's not that hard. My guys, Tulsa police, have a bigger case. They were hoping you would do your part because you only have 5 people. Guess what? I also asked you if I could do. Arrest Mr. Perry, get him in a room. I want to interrogate him. I know a whole lot of questions need to be asked. I can do it. If I can sting out Mr. Myers and Mr. Mitchell and get Pinto and Mickey James to text. Mickey James said something to me creepy verbally, and I was not in a situation where I could record him. Guess what I did? I got him to text it to me the next day. You think I can't get Mr. Perry to explain to me why he's done all this? I can. He needs to explain it. He wants to explain it. I can get him to explain it. Close all kinds of cases. I'm really good at what I do. I was raised in a police department. I cut my teeth on the badge of the chief. So I got this. I got this. I've survived all these years getting attacked and attacked and attacked day after day after day after day by a pretty big criminal organization. It's not just one guy. It's a big criminal organization. And I have help. Yesterday, get the fuck out of there, Sin, right now. Get out. Well, but this is gonna... Get out. Right now. Charles, you shut up! Please listen to the words I'm saying, Mr. Perry. No one cares what you think. You shut up. You weren't asked. Please respond appropriately, like a reasonable, prudent individual. What did I ask you to do? What were you told to do, sir? Shut up and get out. You are not invited to my life here. You're an intruder, not an invited guest. I don't have to be anywhere near you. I don't have to like you. I'm not with you. This is not a couple thing. This is not a romance. You're delusional, and you're making everybody sick and tired of you. Stop bullshitting yourself. You're making people mad. You're an imposition and a burden. Get off me, you rapist. It is rape. I don't owe you a fucking thing. Nobody does. You are breaking the law. You stop. When you bother me, you get caught. Because in a civilized society, we don't put up with the shit you do, sicko. Act like you understand what's just said to you, please. Instead of, like you need to be put in a butterfly net. Maybe you do. Maybe it's that bad. I think it is. I think we're way past that point. Maybe you all are. You think you're fooling people? You are off your nut. They're fooling you. Truly ridiculous. So we've got 2 situations here in which car vandalism led to the next step being murder in the first degree. In my situation, it was a police officer. It does outrage police officers. You think people in New York think you guys are cute, you little Texas bumpkins? Huh? LA, you think those guys think you're cute, you little Texas bumpkins? Listen, when Justice Scalia died in Texas, West Texas, what did the guy say from D.C.? Oh my God, what a great bunch of cops they got over there. I am so impressed with law enforcement in West Texas. Wow. Nope, that's not what he said. What a bunch of country bumpkins. Or they're corrupt. Because a Supreme Court judge just passed away, and their protocol was not followed. Like it would have been had he died in D.C., where we live, and we're professionals, and we're progressive, and we do things up with the times. We're not backward hillbillies over here. And we're not corrupt. They might have some, I don't know. But right now, we're focusing on Mr. Perry, who thinks he's God and entitled to take a life and get away with it. And we said, not this time. We said that 6 years ago, Mr. Perry. You don't get words said to you, do you? You don't understand what's being said to you, do you? You don't have any idea. You don't have any idea what words mean, do you? Not able to process information properly, are you? Goes right over your head. We can all tell. So, this was all going out on a Medford. This was about the black Lexus. They kept coming around there, making everybody cringe. You make people uncomfortable, you guys. So when people are uncomfortable, they start talking. They want you to stop. Stop making me uncomfortable. Stop making me feel threatened and scared. No one likes to feel that way, Mr. Robertson. So, and this one. Look at this one. This was the best question I've ever heard asked. Point out for me on Mr. Neely, where are the injuries that look like he was in a fight? He took a car vandalism report 6 days before this. He's sitting in that room. Accused of a murder there's no way he could have committed. You think you're fooling people, Mr. Perry? Nope. The other way around. Everybody wants you to shut up, so they'll tell you what you want to hear. You need to keep up. This is my kid. He was actually in a fight. It's not really even a fight. It was a scuffle. He was hit 3-4 times. Everybody walks away. He didn't hit back. A security guard came and stopped the other guy. He said, I had a beer in my hand. Didn't even slosh out. But yeah, look at his face. And look at Officer Neely. I'll get closer up. And then here's the arrest report, Mr. Perry. This is what really pisses everybody off. It's not this that I'm looking at it and there's something I'm missing. This is the arrest report, Mr. Perry. What does it say? Hang on a second. All right, Mr. Perry. Do you know how to read, sir? What do you want to be governor of? I mean, come on with that. You can't understand and respond right. Like a grown man. So everybody's like, what the fuck's wrong with him? Has he got Alzheimer's? Or, I mean, what? Why do we have to hear her say the same things over and over and over? You guys already got caught on this, and you tried to do it anyway. They have Alzheimer's. They forgot that they were already caught. Now she's going to go, well, I told you so. Now you proved out a recording, Mr. Perry. He's eating his vomit again. Okay, so, like a dog, like a dog eats his vomit. What is the saying? It's in Proverbs or something. Like a dog returns to his vomit, so a man returns to his folly. We're all laughing at you. So easy, it's not even fair. David? Can we not make her mind? What? I don't even know you. I don't even fucking know who you are. I don't even fucking know who the hell you think you are. Who you are, I've not. I would like to meet you, though, because I'd like to slap you into the 21st century. If you slap a guy like that, is that called assault? I mean, they would call it, oh, she hit me. Here we go with the skirt and lipstick again. So, anyways, I don't have any patience for girly men, in other words. I don't have it. I like guys. Men. Men who are not cowards. They got a backbone. That when they get sued, they don't got to do all this underhanded stuff. And, ooh, we better not let her. I don't have a law degree. I don't have one. I haven't had a lick of law school. And you guys are all... Ooh, there's all kinds of names you've been called by men. Guys. They just gave her credibility. What are they afraid of? If she was crazy and stupid, they'd let her in there. They do all this underhanded crap. So she's got a claim, and she's not stupid. And they're scared of her, they'd go in there. Bunch of, there's a word. If I say the word, they'll have me arrested for lewd and lascivious, even though lots of people say the word and don't get arrested for lewd and lascivious, because they're just looking for some kind of smear campaign. So, for the record, everybody know that. They're just looking for something. That's why we said Mr. Perry's allegations that I was a prostitute, well, he had all these people taking pictures of me. There'd be pictures of it, wouldn't there? They're looking for a problem. They do the same thing where I live now. They're forwarding my mail. They know exactly where I live through illegal means. It's actually none of their business, and if they were worth a shit, they'd be busy in their own lives and wouldn't have time to worry about where I live and where I work and what I'm doing, would they? You guys are pathetic. You're cowards. It's embarrassing. Perry, I don't do weirdo, man. I don't do it. It's not my thing. I don't find you one bit attractive. You repulse me. Actually, Dr. Cyril Wecht said in his documentary about Jeff Epstein. We think Jeff Epstein was actually murdered because even prisoners are repulsed by sex weirdos like that. And you. And you. You're not businessmen. You are a sex weirdo. And you do repulse people. And it isn't hard to get information. So my guys can tell me yesterday, get the fuck out of there. Yeah, there's going to be some negative consequences, but guess what? It's going to be worse if you don't get the fuck out of there right now. So I did. And then your little thing didn't work out, did it? I'm telling the guy, something happened, I can't make it to the meeting. And he instead of going, okay, thanks for letting me know, he sits there real quiet, like he's oh shit, now what? Like he's trying to think up something, some way to talk me in, and I'm going, wow, okay, so I have to repeat myself, which I hate doing. So I had to say it again. I'm sorry, sir, I can't make it. Something has happened. I have an emergency. Again, he's just real quiet, and I'm like, I finally had to hang up. I finally had to jump. Okie dokie. Wow. So, anyways, so what does this arrest report say, Mr. Perry? Let's read it together. Do you know how to read? I'll help you. It says, suspect Neely was transported to Sacred Heart Hospital for evaluation. Investigator Stupid Martinez arrived at Sacred Heart Hospital to speak with suspect Neely. At this point, we're going, why is he a suspect? Barney Fife? He wouldn't be if this happened where we are and where Commander O'Ritchie in D.C. wouldn't have turned out like this. Okay, because we're good at what we do. We're real smart. Okay, so it says, but suspect Neely was unable to provide any information about what happened at the hotel. The injuries I observed on suspect Neely were to his nose and his lips, which were caused when suspect Neely was pulled off of victim Miller. He was struck on the floor. They threw him first face onto the floor. Busted his nose and a lip. Second event. Because at this point, Chief Miller is already deceased. I also noticed suspect Neely's right hand was red and swollen. Nothing else. Point out for me, Mr. Intelligent, I want to be Governor Perry. And Mr. I'm the, bitch of the sex weirdo or partner, whatever, Robertson. Matt Powell, prosecutor. I don't know how to read an arrest report. Josh Person, Texas Ranger. Joe Chadwick, former employer, who I paid $5,000 to avoid going to work and getting hurt. Work is a necessity. Work is a necessity, Mr. Perry. Mr. Robertson, you're interfering with my contracts. As are you, whoever said, can we not get her to mind? Get the little woman in the kitchen cooking. We don't do things like that anymore. Talk about gender discrimination. Dear Lord. Wow. Misogyny is as bad as racism. You need to get up with the times. So, point out for us in the arrest report, if you don't want to look at the picture of him, where are the injuries that look like he was even in a fight? Yep, not good police work right here. Detective Stupid. You need to quit being a cop. You suck at it. He's got an IV in the right hand, Detective Stupid. Mike Neely does not have superpowers. He cannot, while he's asleep, drugged and unconscious, and in respiratory distress, beat someone to death, and then end up looking like that, nothing on him. This is my kid. He Snapchatted this. Hit 3 times. Look at his face. Bruised, cut. If you're in a fight, you're going to look like that. So, Detective Stupid, I'm telling him he was drugged. He didn't do it. And, by the way, I do know, because I have people helping me, cops, men. Men's men, Charles. Not girly men. Not drama queenies like you. You're drama queenie, but not diva. I don't even know what to say to that. I have friends that are trans, but I'm not going to date them. They don't get to put cameras in my house. They're way more normal than you are, by far. This thing that you said you had, that you're like you are because you were abused as a kid is bullshit. You made up an excuse to fail. It's bullshit. I don't believe that for a minute. So I'm telling the Florida State's attorney in March 2020, that's a Brady violation. Send him home. You don't have a choice. Guess what? We've gotten so much more information, Mr. Perry, to build a criminal case against you because you didn't let him go home. He didn't do it. He's a victim of attempted murder. Both of us were drugged. Both of us end up false arrested. Both of us victims of a Brady violation. Both of us poisoned. Neither of us tested. He's tested at the hospital after he's given Narcan, which alters the composition of his blood. It's not the same. He came too. This is the first responders. They didn't testify until May. We had that information in March, months before. It's always like that, Mr. Perry. We find out before. Yesterday, bail, Sin. I found out before. I found out beforehand, Mr. Robertson. Every fucking time. And you guys are slow. You're not getting it yet. When you fuck with me, you get told on. When you fuck with me, you're pissing off all the wrong people and you're getting told on. More than ever in your lives. We've never had any one of these women that we abuse and rape and deprive of basic needs and broadcast all over the internet and make a shit ton of money while they starve. Human rights violations. You've pissed a lot of people. You have no idea. All the wrong people. If you were halfway smart, Mr. Robertson, what you would have done is said, we didn't kill Lucky Miller and try to kill Mike and frame him. And we don't even want that suspicion on us. So let's find out who did. Instead, you guys starved me into a lie. Or you try to. I'll starve, but I won't lie. We've never had one bill us. We've never had one sue us. Who am I? Who do I know? I don't have superpowers either to suck what you just said out of your mind and put it in mine. I was raised in Roswell, but those aliens, I mean, come on with that. Something happened. I'm not going to say what it was. But I don't have superpowers. Alien. Put your tinfoil hat on. You guys all need tinfoil hats. You're something. Listen to this. I know a lot. How do you know a lot? I just met you. Coming where I am. He's telling me he's been watching me. And right here, I had to sign a letter of discretion, an NDA. This guy's a Native American. This is federal. McGirt. Ain't that federal? Right? I'm talking about a black Lexus in October 2015, and then Stephanie testifies to seeing a black Lexus. That's not stalking. That's not fishy. That's not fishy at all. Right? Okay. And I'm telling Mr. Robertson, quit grabbing my fucking crotch. Then he sends all these guys in, some of them cops, to test that, to see if I let somebody grab my crotch. I think they pretty much found I wouldn't. I'd have been, 6 years they had to charge me with some sort of prostitution thing. Do remember 2 cops came in and told me in 2015, August, he wants to try to find a way to arrest you. He can't get a date. He's pathetic, so he's going to do that. You're pathetic. That's it. That's all you are. Power guys, I know a lot of power guys, they can get a date. You guys that work for him, take his ass to Vegas and get him an escort and get him off my back. Because it's not serving even you to do what you're doing, is it? No one's caught your crime like I have. Get him a fucking weirdo, twisted up sick chick escort in Vegas. They have them. And they're discreet. You know how many elected officials from all over the country go get an escort in Vegas and nobody hears a word about it? Right? It's not crime or whatever. I mean, I don't know. They've relaxed the prostitution laws in Nevada. I don't want anything to do with you. So my prosecutor goes, listen, I'm like, they're sending these guys in to grab my crotch to see if I'll allow it, and I fucking hate it. And it's like some of them I'm like in a fucking wrestling match with instead of doing it just a normal fucking lap dance. I'm getting assaulted all the fucking time by Perry and his guys still. And he goes, I said, the good one, the nice ones, typically the cops, are the ones when I go, don't do that. And then they stop the first time I ask. But not all of them do. Like I said, some of them make it a fucking wrestling match. You know what, Mr. Perry? 6 years. You fucked with me like that. And with my money. There's quite a build-up for a criminal case against you, sir. And you're just slow as fuck mentally. When you bother me, you get told on. No one gives a fuck what you think. You weren't asked. You need to respond right to what's being said right here. What, sir, were you asked to do? Leave me alone. Act like you understand the words. Or I promise you don't qualify for governor. Unless it's going to be governor of monkeys at the fucking zoo. It's embarrassing to me. When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. It's cause and effect. When you guys come at me, you get caught. It's cause and effect. It's not hard. Leave me the fuck alone. That's what you were asked to do. Get off me, you rapist. I am not in love with you. I'm repulsed by you. And I'm sick and tired of repeating myself. One time is all you say it. Or you're not qualified to be governor. You're not qualified to be shit. Dog catcher. If you can't follow simple instructions and determine cause and effect, like even a 6-year-old can do. Jesus. So, my prosecutor's like, even if you let every guy in the room grab your crotch and not David Robertson, he's still assaulting you because you told him no. What if he has a hand virus or some shit and you don't want him doing that to you? There's 100 different reasons why you might let everybody else do it but him. It's none of his business why that is. You told him not to. You told him in a text. You told him in a text, don't fucking grab my crotch again. Keep your hands to yourself. Even in a strip club, that is illegal. It is assault. Please stop. So he can send all these guys in to see if you'll put up with it. It doesn't matter. You don't put up with it. But even if you did, you can let men do what you want to let them do. But if you don't let him do it, and he does it anyway, it is still assault. He's not all there, is he? Thinking that'll work. Shut up, Mr. Perry. Still trying to talk to me. Didn't ask you what you think. Please respond right to what's being said to you. I said, shut the fuck up and get out of my life. Get out of my private places, sir. Get out. You weren't asked what you think, and I'm repeating myself again, which I hate. Telling me to let my life fade away. See? They're trying to kill me. Just let us kill you. Mr. Perry does that too. I'll type it in my phone. Just let us kill. Just let us. Nope. I said no. No means no. Act like you understand what's being said to you. It's very embarrassing. Let's see. I've watched behind the scenes. Oh, thanks. I don't know you from fucking Adam. Creep me out, why don't you? This was TPD. TPD, listen to this. This is what I can do. I'm pretty good at what I do. I've done more than you have. I told you guys, I'm not going to sue you. I don't know how to fucking sue. I really don't, and I don't like it. I would like it better. I don't mind suing when I have a law degree and I am suing for somebody else. It's emotional. It's emotionally draining to sue somebody about your own crime, and you don't know what you're doing, so you have to research what the fuck am I supposed to do here. It's very much of a challenge. So, we have, well, I said I'll out-copy because I could do that in my sleep, but, well, this is kind of like that, that Mr. James is talking to me about killing me in my work where I am. I'm not going where Charles Perry is. This is a stalking allegation, Mr. Perry. Stalking is a felony, by the way, and I'm saying this again and again and again, and you're not getting it, are you? You're not getting it, are you? You're very slow. It's very frustrating. Everyone else gets it. Why are you slow? Why can't you understand words said to you like everybody else? And control yourself and behave like normal people. You You cross boundaries. You got a boundary problem, big time. You didn't have my permission to ever peep, and I wasn't supposed to find out, and that's what your guy was complaining about. We've never had one find out what we were doing. How did she? We've never had one then bill us for using her body, her property, her utilities to make money, profit, without her consent and without payment. And they think we're sex perverts. Nope, we're businessmen. No, you're not. Businessmen are smart enough to foresee legal and criminal liability and get a contract signed. And if the person won't consent, don't do it. Don't do it, genius. So this TPD, I couldn't record this man. I had a recorder in my purse. I recorded Pinto offering me $5,000, which is a prostitution charge, or it should be. TPD. Everybody's wondering why are these guys not in jail yet? Oh my God! I just pissed off like half the TPD guys, didn't I? I'm sorry. Did I piss you guys off? I didn't come up here to pick a fight with y'all. I really didn't. I'm so sorry to offend you. I didn't mean to. What I'd like you to do is stop the crime so no more people suffer. You're part of it. Because there's a bigger case with a whole lot more victims. My guys are watching all the victims you don't even know about. Why can't you get your 5? You don't think that's frustrating to other people? People don't like corruption, TPD. If you can't look at the news and see that, cops are having a hell of a time right now getting citizens' trust and recruiting. We're sick of the corruption. Come on, keep up. So this guy, this is what I can do. This guy says this to me, some things that were very concerning, that I was not able to record him because it was not a safe environment for me to record. I couldn't do it in a way that he would not see the recorder. The guy starts watching you record, you don't know what they're going to do. I'm going to do what I need to do to get my evidence in a way that I'm not end up dead. That's the whole point, right? Preserve life. Depraved indifference to human life is murder in Oklahoma. If you know somebody's in danger and you don't do a fucking thing to protect them, you got some problems with your mind, first of all, and then with the law. How do you do that? See, normal people are like, what the fuck? I mean, how do these people do this and live with themselves? Because we can't. I'm going without electricity because I can't let Mr. Neely just sit in jail knowing he had nothing to do. He didn't do anything. He was slept through the murder of his boss, Chief Miller. There's no way he could have done it. And coming from law enforcement background, my whole cop family takes care of cop family. You don't let that shit go on. You should have had that room full of people, police officers from Oklahoma, to back him up. Look over the case like I did and back him up. And you let him down, and we're disappointed in you, for the record. Why wouldn't we be? Okay, so James says this stuff to me. I can't record him. It's not safe. So the next day I text him. I got him to say it again. It might be worth the risk to kill you for the suspicion to be on Perry like it was on Gary Condit. Might be worth it. Well, I don't know. I don't think it would be. The same thing with Chief Miller. You got suspicion on you for that too. Because you started witness tampering. You start starving me. I went without electricity. That's called coercion. Witness tampering. Had you come out and said, we back the blue. She's right. Something's wrong with this. So let's find out who did it, because I don't want that suspicion on me. Yeah, you guys are geniuses. I'll tell you. It's so easy. It's not even fair, David. Okay, so there's that. And that's the admission to poisoning me. Are you guys giving me arsenic and phenobarbital? Yeah. So I file a police report, because you have to in Oklahoma to get a protective order. And I needed a police determination to be made first to strengthen my argument in a courtroom so I could get a protective order. I already had one denied. I didn't want another one. Plus, again, here we are with the dilemma. Travis Alexander says she slashed my tires. He knows she did it. And a cop can drive over and take a report, and he knows she did it too. No one else does shit like this. Only this stalker Looney Tune I'm dealing with right now, forcing themselves on me. Right? So the police officer's going, okay, I can take the report and we can look into it. We can start investigating her to find out if she's the one that did this, or if it's, some unruly children or your neighbor down the road or whatever. Somebody did it, clearly. Maybe you did it. We got it, because Jody's defense attorney's going to say, well, you did that. If it's just this and there's no murder yet. Because the murder changed the ball game, didn't it? Changed it completely. Okay, so now we have a history and some patterns that we can speak to in a court of law. But when you present just the slash tires, and Jody actually did do that in her defense. Well, he was beating me. I'm the victim here. Right? You got to anticipate what's the defense attorney going to say. Even if the cops go, yeah, we know she did it. We do. And I'm going to go into court and say that to the judge. Unfortunately, her defense attorney is going to come up with some bullshit. And they're going to try to make it like you did this. So now what are you going to do then? What do we have, evidentiary-wise, to present to the judge to go, she's full of crap? Because she's already alleging that Alexander was the abuser. And everybody in his life said, no, it was her. So there was no testimony or witnesses or evidence to support her claims, thank God. Because she's full of shit. But the thing is had it just been the report to the police about the slashing of the tires, they got to anticipate. She's going to say you did that. She's going to say the neighbor down the road did that. She's going to make up crap to cover her ass. So that's the cops' dilemma. They have to do a little more digging to see if there's anything else they can find that would prove she's actually the slasher. Well, is a knife in her car? If she gets pulled over, she got the knife sitting in the seat next to her, in her purse, or can they search her without it getting tossed out? Does there there's all this stuff. So, but maybe had he called the police, he'd be alive right now. That's the threat management unit. That's where the threat management, because that's their job. That's what they do. They look into stalking cases. Because what you might have is you might have a vandalism that then escalates to a murder. And a murder in the first degree. And that's what happened here. That's also what happened in Chief Miller's case. These people have a mindset that is twisted and sick. And they commit crimes. And they cause people loss and injury. And the loss of life is devastating, and the Miller family won't ever get over it. It's like living with a bullet in your spine. The Netflix thing. Netflix, unbelievable. Those cops that caught the rapist. The town that missed it allowed that man to go on and rape other women. So someone else did it and put a stop to it. He's now in jail. You know what he said? I couldn't control myself anymore. Like Mr. Perry has no control. Can't control his impulses. Gets caught and goes right back at it. That is some dumb son of a bitch that does that. That is one dumb son of a bitch. It's not sexy. It's disgusting. It's not romantic. It's sick. Other guys don't do it for a reason, Mr. Perry. They don't peep. They don't hack. They don't stalk. They don't kill cops. You killed a cop. You don't understand what that did in the hearts and minds of other police all over the country, except the ones on your payroll. Apparently they don't care. We care. I cared enough to do without food and electricity for a week. You're starving me now. You don't like it when you do that every time we go to court because you're a coward. You're lame and you're a coward. That's what you choose to be. You think you're fooling people? Wrong. I think people are fooling you. I think you're not all there. I really think you're not all there. Okay, so we got that. I almost died. My blood wasn't tested because you, by physical force, prevented and delayed Tulsa police from taking my blood and allowing a forensic pathologist to look at it and say, yeah, she has arsenic actually in her system. How'd that happen? Who gave her that? And then do some more investigations to get the who, what, where, when, how. That happened. That's attempted murder, sir. Mike Neely was drugged. What happened that night is someone else came in that room. Lisa Neely testified. I read the whole docket, cover to cover. And somebody pointed out, when she starts reading that, she's going to find every fucking mistake they made. That's who she is. That's what she does. Watch. And I did. He was right. Some people got me figured out. So, what happened that night is Lisa said he wore his sweats when he went to sleep. Well, they were found in their street clothes, in their regular clothes. Somebody else was in that room. Drugged Mike. You know how when you go into a hotel room, if it's your room, you sit on the bed. You're comfortable sitting on the bed. If it's not your room, you really kind of don't. You sit in a chair. Most people. So we believe that the perpetrator, the offender, was sitting in a chair, Officer Neely on the bed, watching TV, talking. Officer Neely starts to drink and he passes out, and Lucky starts yelling at the other guy, "What'd you give him?" That's the fight. That got Hotel John called up to the room that night. There's no cameras in the hallways, just in the lobby. There's other entrances to that hotel. So whoever got in there wasn't on camera, was he? The person gets in the room. They drug Mike. Mike passes out. Lucky's yelling out what happened. He's yelling, "Stop it," to the offender. And Mike, Mike, are you okay? Mike. So that utterance was not given visual context to the witnesses that testified to hearing that. They didn't see what was going on that led Chief Miller to yell out, "Stop it," to the offender. "Mike, are you okay?" If those words were even said, really. I question whether they were even said. I'm sorry. Here comes Hotel John. He won't open the door. Lucky answers the door, won't open it any wider than just to see his face. Well, earlier, Mike called down looking for the remote. Hotel John comes up. He opens the door wide enough you can see both people, both registered guests in that room. Lucky had no reason to conceal Mike Neely, the other registered guest in the room. Who was he concealing? Mike opens the door. Earlier that night, Hotel John sees Mike, who answers the door, and Chief Miller resting on the bed by the window. That's normal. What's not normal is opening the door just enough to see your face. And Mike is supposedly a drunk, angry man about to beat someone to death, but yet nobody heard a peep. Wrong. Drunk, angry guys scream, yell, rant. He'd have been yelling. Except he's passed out because somebody drugged him. He was about to die. As soon as he shuts, somebody's probably got a gun to his head behind him. Get rid of this guy, Hotel John. They shut the door. There's a murder in progress right there. That was a murder in progress right there because Mike's already been drugged and he's dying. That was a murder in progress right that minute. Lucky shuts the door. He's subdued and he's pulled back into that little corner where he was found. Not slumped over like he'd been hit and fell. Nice and neat. Laying face up. Beat to death. And then they pull Mike on top of him and leave, thinking they're both dead or dying. That is what happened that night. That is the hypothesis. I'd like to see the autopsy photos because I'm pretty sure they'd match up to my hypotheses. But I can tell you one thing, Mike is not a superhero or a superhuman something that he can just do what no man has ever done on the planet, ever in the history of people. That while he's asleep and in respiratory distress, he can beat someone to death and end up with not a mark on him. Not possible. And I'm not a superhero that I can suck what you just said out of your brain and put it in mine. And yesterday, bail from an appointment. No one can know where I'm going to go. If there's everybody that does food delivery, they work for every company they can. Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Lyft, all of them. You sign up for all. Because if it's slow with one, you work for another. And no one can know which company I'm working for on any given day. They can't know what time I'm working. They can't know what part of town I'm working in. It's not possible unless you're peeping, hacking, and stalking. If I go to the grocery store or Quick Trip or anywhere like that, you can't possibly know where I'm going to do that, where I'm going to go shopping, where I'm going to go get some gas. There's Quick Trips all over Oklahoma. So you can't know which Quick Trip I'm going to be at unless you've hacked my phone and you're GPSing me. You can't know I've even left my home without stalking, peeping, and hacking, all three criminal acts. Sick ones. Vandalism, and then a murder. Jodi Arias, Travis Alexander, Cynthia Ortiz had the vandalism, waiting for a police determination, and the police officer who took the report, his department he's dead 6 days later. Wow, that's not fishy. That's not fishy at all. Then there's one more link murder that we have. This is letter to the U.S. attorney I sent in August 2015 after those two cops said they're just trying to find something, some way to arrest you. We told him we're not going to help you with that. That's not why we signed up to be cops. But that doesn't mean he won't find some asshole that'll do it. So I wrote this letter. And you did. You did do it. But what you did was you obstructed justice. You caused me to lose my evidence. Just like you did Officer Neely. When he's taken to the hospital and then tested. After he's given Narcan. The Narcan has changed the composition of his blood. And he comes to. 2 of us. Brady violations. 2 of us false arrested when we didn't die. 2 people. Vandalism. Murder. Tulsa police, you guys need a threat management unit. And this, can you just lie? No. I'll just stay quiet. But there have one condition. I never hear from Charles Perry again. I don't even want to hear his name. He's an animal. And he disgusts me. And they did it. Because you're not going to agree to have your name in my bond conditions. Unless you were desperate, needing something. You had to admit to guilt. And agreed to stop. But you didn't. Did you? Then we got... I don't know what that's all about. These are my court cases, everybody. Those are my court cases. This guy was Joel. Notice that tattoo, TPD? See that? Now, if Mr. Perry gets a key to my car, and then there's not going to be any sign of forced entry, is there? Same thing with my home. So how's he get the key? I don't know. You guys figure that out. There's the tattoos, TPD. This guy tells me he knows important people when he threatened me. His texts are also on the docket in the state court case. He was probably one of the milder ones. But he would come in and tell me he was good friends with the people that worked at Lady Godiva's and hang out at Fishbone. And didn't think I would suspect maybe he was there for them. Wow, okay. But yeah, he starts threatening me. He accused one of the managers of raping a girl. And I go, there's some of those guys that I think would do that, not him. You know, just like slandering people. I mean, don't go around telling people shit like that. I know people in power. Do ya? Okay. Whatever. We're not sure who this was, but I think it might have been like... my guys know. They won't tell me. Remember, I'm not told that. There's certain information that's very confidential. I think maybe it was like it, but I'm not sure. But it says... there's somebody in Oklahoma law enforcement. They want us to... they told us they wanted to get her on harassment. They said, and they had us getting information on her car. They asked us to pull her over all the time. They had us checking into allegations that turned out to be nothing like maybe prostitution. And so it became clear to us pretty early on that the harassment was the other way around. Cynthia doesn't bother anybody. She kept to herself. Still do. I don't call up anybody and say, I'm working now, and I'm working for Uber Eats, and I'm working in, this part of town. I'm going to go work in Jinx. I don't say that. No one can know what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. This is what I'm telling. I don't want a scandal. Leave me the fuck alone. This is my friend Cheryl talking about him coming and stalking me in Lubbock. I moved twice to get away from that. She's one of like 5 people that even knew there was a problem. She didn't live in Lubbock either, Mr. Perry. No one cares about your political career. You know what we care about? Y'all leave us alone. This is the McNamara email. He just wants to find a way to arrest me. Dated October 29, 2015. We think you don't know what this means. You want to be governor, you better start understanding what things mean. So, this says, he just wants to find a way to false arrest me. Remember, the cops told me that in August 2015? 2 of them? Yeah, who got me this? This is talking about the Jenga piece. I'm the Jenga piece. You start pushing and pulling me, your whole thing starts getting wobbly. Can't get me to mind? Are you shitting me with that? What is this? Iraq? Didn't Tommy Tuberville say that? Lubbock is like Iraq. Maybe that's why, because you guys talk like that. Can't get her to mind. You say shit like that to normal people. We don't like that. Doesn't go over well. Doesn't set well with normal folk. When you guys talk like that. We don't believe it. We don't have misogyny. It's like racism. Are you racist too? Better get up with the times. Take the hay out of your mouth too while you're at it. So, where is that? Okay, this is the harassment email. Remember, I've got some going back to like 2017, Mr. Perry. They're up here on this too. He's gonna use me. He's gonna send me home, harass the hell out of me from jail when he did the first false arrest. He's gonna harass the hell out of me, and then when I complain about it, he's gonna say I'm harassing him. Okay, well, during the planning of this is when Justice Scalia died in West Texas. While we're all there, DC homicide commander William O. Ritchie comes out and says, "Whoa, something's up with that," because they didn't follow protocol like we would have had he died in DC. Post-mortem protocol. There's a cover-up over there. What are the chances that's where he dies at that moment? Oh my, that's not fishy. That's not fishy at all. What is it? You think this is a daycare and everybody just, okay, we'll believe you? You think that's how it works, Mr. Perry? You think you're fooling people, but what's actually happened is you're getting fooled. Listen, what I said is, get the fuck out of my life. No one cares what you think. You weren't asked. You know what we care about? That you leave everybody the fuck alone. When you bother me, it's cause and effect. You touch a hot stove, that's the cause. You get burned, that's the effect. You fly too close to the sun, you get burned. You get in the deep end, you drown. Cause and effect. You fuck with me, that's the cause. You get caught, that's the effect. That started in the McNamara email, sir. Every day since. Even Friday. Sin. Get the fuck out of this one. He's gonna hurt ya. Call the guy and cancel. So I did. And oddly, he didn't say, thanks for letting me know. What he did say is, got real quiet. Tried to think up something. Couldn't. I have to repeat myself. Sir, an emergency has come up, and this and this and this happened. I'm not going to make it. He gets real quiet. I gotta go. I gotta hang up. I can't keep repeating myself while you try to think something up. So, you got caught Friday. Yesterday. Every fucking day since you can't keep going at me. The car towed. A murder of a police officer. Didn't you guys say that? We've never had one of these women that we victimize find out we have cameras in their house and broadcast them all over the internet and make a lot of money. Deprive them of their basic human needs. Torture, torment. That all the problems that are happening to them, we're making them. And solve one of the murders we committed. Never had to happen. And never had one sue. And you guys go right back to your vomit like a fucking dog. And you complain about the taste of it, but you're eating it. It's so easy, it's not even fair. This is how normal people see you.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
See? Normal people in a civilized society do not like that kind of conduct, and that's why it's a crime. You're offending everybody. When you fuck with me, you cause hardship for me, you bother me, you get told on, and told on, and told on, and told on, because everybody's sick and tired of you. Get off me, rapist. This is not romantic. It is sick. He's tormenting her, terrorizing her, raping her. It's like rape. I've been physically raped. I've been voyeur raped. I've been stalker raped. It's the same. It's miserable. You like making everybody else's life hell because you just, can't be normal. Go fucking be normal. You get caught when you fuck with me. All the court stuff, we'll notify the courts what we need to notify the courts of what you're doing to impede civil process, okay? If my prosecutor's telling me, now I forgot what I was going to say. One of my prosecutors telling me, or my guys are telling me, this thing Friday, I'm like on my way. Get out of this. Get out of it now. It is going to be used to hurt you. They shouldn't know where you are or what you're going to do, but they do illegally, and they're going to use it to hurt you. Get the fuck out right now. Bail. So I did. The plans of the wicked will come to nothing. They will gnash their teeth in frustration. God helps us a lot. There's a lot of times we get shut down by somebody when we need information. And we pray. And the person changes their minds and calls us back. Or somebody else calls us and says, hey, I just got this for you. You need to put a stop to what these people are doing. She make her mind. That was one of them. Can't get her to mind. Or it's a wiretap because, Anyways, I don't have to explain that to y'all. Nobody owes y'all any answers. Look, TPD, I can sting up. See? Ta-da. I got this guy. This is prostitution, TPD, except it didn't happen in Tulsa. It happened in Payne County at Stillwater. I didn't report this. I reported it to the court. I didn't report it. What I did, I wanted a little bit more information. The guy gives me the name Pinto. Okay, whatever. So I called and left a couple of messages for some guys in law enforcement in the area. I'm not going to say who, what. It's nobody's business. And I said, typically these people are involved in some criminal activity and known to law enforcement. So I want to see if you know his real name. I never got a call back. But then I ran into a guy that works out there in law enforcement, and I asked him, have you heard of this man? Do you know anything about his real name? And he didn't know. So at that point, I don't know what do I do? So I can handle it myself. So I handled it myself. But this right here is Mr. Perry. Look at that. Just sleep with them. He'll pay you $5,000. Solicitation of prostitution right there. It's a prostitution charge in Oklahoma, Mr. Perry. You can't get a girlfriend? Can't get like a date? Power guys can get a date. But if you can't, I'll tell you what, you guys that work for him, when you attack me, you get caught. So maybe the better idea is take him to Vegas, like all the other elected officials do, and get yourself an escort, and we all never hear about it. Find him some sick, twisted chick that's weirdo that he has something in common with. Because he didn't have anything in common with me. He didn't fit in my sandbox. So down here, you guys can listen to this TPD. This is my work product right here. I could have had looked at as soon as he said, the senator sent me in here to talk to you, your husband. I'm like, I'm not married. What kind of wackadoodle, said that? We're in court. I'm suing the fuck out of the guy. I'm not in love with him. Ugh. I could have at that point said, get out of my club. Get the fuck out of here. And had the bouncer thrown him out. But I didn't. I'm going to get my evidence. So I flip on my recorder and we got him talking here. This is my sting op work, TPD. I'm good at what I do. Although they didn't I got to be honest. If we're honest, we realized the guy came in to tell me some of this stuff. So it's not like I had to pull it out of him. It's not like I had to do some super, hero, Mickey James was the greater accomplishment in that he said all that shit to me verbally, and I got him to text it to me again the next day. Wow, okay. Oh, I don't know. Okay, here he goes. Here it is. Politically, you could ruin him, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of his politics. He doesn't legislate in Oklahoma. I left. I've been gone. I've been in Oklahoma longer than I lived in Lubbock. I hated Lubbock. They said stuff like, can't we get her to mind? And it's like, oh my God. That's not, I came in from Vegas. Vegas, a whole different mindset. Completely different mindset. It's progressive. And the other thing I heard in Lubbock is, we've been doing it this way for 30 years. Okay, but it's not working now, so keep up with everybody else. What the hell? So I'm telling this guy, don't give a shit about his politics. Why would I? What I want for him to do is leave me the fuck alone. One time is all that should have to be said. And when it's said more than once, you start frustrating other people.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't.
Okay, so as you can see, people are fucking irritated with this guy. Because she's having to repeat herself. I said, I don't give a fuck what you think. No one asked you. Same as him. Didn't ask you what you think. I don't care. What did I ask you to do, sir? Leave me the fuck alone. Get your cameras off me. Get out of my phone and out of my computer. Shut up and go away. Don't contact me or my family. When you guys cause me problems, you get caught. Whatever you've done illegally with the court processes, we'll let the court know. My guys will deal with it in their case. Fraud after fraud after fraud. People are starting to notice too many ex parte hearings. That's a lot of willful concealment of material facts that could change the outcome that's pertinent, including my knowledge that Mr. Neely was drugged before anybody else said it. Pertinent. He'd be home. So you wouldn't let me testify. And you're caught. Nobody solved one of our murders before. You got this big old criminal organization. You guys just do this all the time. This is racketeering. Title 18, United States Code 1512, 1513. I assert my right to equal protection of that law, Mr. Perry. And voyeurism, and hacking, and stalking. Get off me, rapist. I don't want you, you sick son of a bitch. Why would I? I have nothing in common with the weirdo that acts like that. One time is all I say it. I said, leave me alone. 100 times a day for almost 12 years. Leave me the fuck alone. Now, all you other cops that watch this, you're trying to find a way to arrest me too. We all know that. Mr. Perry needs a second false arrest so he can announce his candidacy. For what? Governor of the monkeys at the zoo? You can't even understand words said to you. When you bother me, you get caught. You got caught yesterday. You piss everybody off. Everybody's sick and tired of the hardship and suffering you're causing. Me and the Neelys and the Millers. We can't get Lucky back, but we can get Mike home. That has been my mission. There's not a day, if you watch, there's not a day that goes by that I don't talk about him and why he's innocent. He didn't do it. He's not a superhero. Nobody can beat somebody up while they're sleeping and end up with nothing on them. And were you smart, you'd have said, she's right. Anyone can see that. But we don't want that suspicion on us. We didn't do it. So let's find out who did. Get him home. Let's find out who did that. That's not what you did. You went over and you harassed him too, don't you? How many times you tossed his cell, trying to see if he had some way to talk to me? Yep, a lot. We know. Get him home. Get him the fuck home. Or shut up about you didn't do that. We don't believe you. You're not fooling people, but people are fooling you if you think you're fooling them. It's not that hard to fool y'all. Y'all are something. And dude, he says, can we not get her to mind? Wow. Come see me. I'm going to slap you across the face for saying that. You need to get up with the times. Misogyny is as bad as racism, and no, I'm not going to mind you. You're raping me too. I'm the one that's catching your crime more than anybody you know. Remember who it is you're talking to and about, okay? Perry, get the fuck out of my life. Get out of my mail. Get out of my money. Get your hands out of my wallet. Because when you fuck with my money and you rape me and you peep and hack and contact me and cause problems, you guys are all about troublemaking, aren't you? Troublemakers. You making people mad. When you do that, you get told on. You get caught. First time in your life that's ever happened. Cause and effect. A 6-year-old could have got it. Third time it happened. So yeah, you think you're fooling people. That's wrong. They are fooling you, and it's not that hard to do. You guys are not the brightest bulbs. We don't behave that way anymore, sir. Getting women to mind you, subjugate. You need to get up with the times. Stop acting that way. You're making people mad. The fact that you said those words made a lot of people mad. They're people you can't control. They're the wrong people. You pissed off the wrong people. In case you can't tell. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to hear from you, Charles. I don't care what you think. Didn't ask you. Any more than he was asked about her clothes. Everybody's sick and tired of the repeat. You need to keep up. One time is all that should be said. You can't process what's being said to you, can you? And then respond appropriately. You don't know how, do you? You need to go see a doctor. You guys that work for him, get him a fucking escort in Vegas and get him off my back. It's not even serving you to allow him to do to me what he's doing to me. You get caught.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone!